Good evening, classmates. This is Brandon Guyton. My company analysis will be on Foot Locker. A little about Foot Locker. Foot Locker was founded in 1974 in the United States. The market cap of $71 billion was generated in 2017 in revenue. As of February 2018, the company has 15,761 total employees. Now, I state that fact because I'm going to use that in my final analysis. So I will go back and elaborate on employees. The company also operates under various brands such as Lady Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, Champ Sports, and Foot Action. Another huge component to why Foot Locker is so successful is because it's operated under these four brands. Foot Locker is in the top 2,000 across the world in sales, profit, and market values. And in 2017, Foot Locker was ranked 435 out of 500 on the Fortune 500 list. Some of the core values within the company is that Foot Locker prides its organization on a drive and performance with customer engagement, ensuring that the company expands its position with children, which is why they opened the Kids Foot Locker. Foot Locker began a second segment by opening a women's Foot Locker in 1998 to expand on exceptional growth for all women across the world. So overall, Foot Locker really prides itself on making customers a priority, um, and making sure that's their number one concern. Now, a little about the footwear industry. The global footwear industry is a multi-billion US dollar industry, and in 2017, the United States was the largest footwear market in the world in terms of revenue, which generated over estimate $80 billion. China was also the leading footwear producer as the country produced over 13 billion pairs of shoes for footwear retailers across the world. So the top three competitors amongst each other in the footwear industry would be Foot Locker, Finish Line, and Dick's Sporting Good. And if you take a look at employees, Foot Locker has 15,761 employees. Finish Line have a little under 1,300, and Dick's Sporting Good is right at 15,400 employees. So when you look at the revenue, with more employees, Foot Locker is bringing in 7.8 billion yearly, Finish Line at 1.8, and then Dick's Sporting Good at 7.4 billion, which leaves a $0.4 billion gap between Foot Locker and Dick's Sporting Good. So as you look at the cost of the goods, Foot Locker 6.1, Finish Line 1.3, Dick's Sporting Goods 16.4. Which we look at the gross profit as what they're putting in versus what they're getting out of the products is Foot Locker's grossing 1.7 billion. Finish Line is at 532 million. Dick's Sporting Goods is at 1.2 billion. And then the net income, Foot Locker is at 664 million, Finish Line at 14.4 million, and Dick's Sporting Good at 323.4 million. Now, cause for concern, and this is the stores. So Foot Locker has a large amount, 3,400 stores, Finish Line 757, Dick's Sporting Good 853. So Foot Locker has about a little over 2,500 more than Dick's Sporting Good, with 700 more employees. But when you look here, you see the 0.4 difference between the two in revenue for yearly. So managed review from my research is Foot Locker announced that the focus would be on concentrating a greater portion of capital and operating spending on enhancing its digital digital area. So when they want to, what they mean by enhancing it, they're looking for different platforms or mobile device platform developments, along with the POS technology software, which will all be components to use towards their customer service experience. The company also announced that the projects of the operations will gain an advanced data analytics, and also have a faster way to access the inventory across the entire retail. And then lastly, Richard Johnson, which is the CEO, stated in an article that Foot Locker plans to have, all of their platforms and digital components, global, but also all of the same platforms will all be on the same page working for the first time ever. So that's great news for the company. Now, as I go over my analysis about the company, I do through my findings, I found that Foot Locker has generated the largest amount of revenue in footwear industry at 7.1 billion in 2017. Foot Locker increased its shares by 28%, which played a role in the company's revenue. It's also at the top 2,000 of in the world in shares and profit and market values. It also ranks 535 out of 500 in the Fortune 500. I do see that Dick's has a little over 2,500 less stores than Foot Locker and generating just about 0.4 billion dollars less than what Foot Locker is. And then the CEO, Richard Johnson's, understand this competition by looking to make changes towards implementing technology. So my recommendations for Foot Locker is two. Foot Locker is well established. It's a successful company in the footwear industry. The goal will always be to make their customers their number one priority by giving them an in-store like experience, but also uh, Foot Locker, if they want to plan to stay at the top and Foot Locker want to be the number one footwear company in the country or across the world, then I think they should start by cutting costs down and saving by eliminating those large amount of stores that they have. And Dick's has been very successful at using their technology, such as mobile apps, to give customers that real life in store experience. So not necessarily are those customers of Dick's going to the store, but they are also using the mobile app, which provide them with a inventory as if they were in the store. Versus Foot Locker mobile app, they don't have a large variety of products for the customers to choose from. So I think if Foot Locker can spend a little time on technology, implementing technology, which in 2018, technology is very important to a lot of companies' success. So if Foot Locker wants to pay attention to its competitors, I do believe, from what I researched, that Dick's may surpass Foot Locker in revenue this year. Um, I think Foot Locker should focus on eliminating some of the stores who doesn't necessarily is meeting the profit goals. Some of the lower stores that are bringing in revenue, and focus on putting a mobile app out there globally for all for all customers to be able to search and provide it, meaning to get the best products that's available. So I even personally checked Foot Locker mobile app. It doesn't give you everything or the entire inventory that Dick's Sporting Goods has. So it's a great thing that CEO Richard Johnson is aware of that, and that Foot Locker is making changes. I think it will the need to wear shoes and the the huge reason for footwear being super successful is because it is a need for us to have shoes. So just those two things: cutting down costs and focus on implementing technology and focusing on the mobile device app. So Thank you guys for tuning in to listen. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.